What's up, naturals? It's me, your American English teacher, Gabby Wallace, founder of GoNaturalEnglish.com. Today we have a little different setup. I'm very excited to use my whiteboard with you, and I have this cool new microphone where I can travel around, but if you see this box on my back, that's just my new microphone. Okay, so I've been working on a workbook to give you the practice that you need to go from intermediate to advanced fluency in English. You know a lot of vocabulary. You are very smart. You've probably taken years of English lessons, but there are still some things in English like colloquial use of vocabulary, kind of like slang, but a little different, phrasal verbs, and something called collocations, words that often go together. These are the topics that are really difficult for even the most advanced English learners. So I want to practice some with you right here, right now. And these kinds of exercises are in my workbook, the Go Natural English workbook. You can find out more at GoNaturalEnglish.com/ you guessed it, workbook. GoNaturalEnglish.com/workbook. So Valentine's Day is coming up here in the United States. If you're in Brazil, sorry, you have Valentine's Day in June, so I guess this doesn't really apply, but I thought that this is a good opportunity to use some vocabulary that has to do with Valentine's Day, just to give us a topic. So we have here the verb break. So we can break something. You can break a dish, for example. You could break my heart. Please don't, but you could. You could break plus a preposition. Now we're getting into phrasal verbs. So it's not enough to just know the verb to break. You have to know all the different ways of using it. So this is where English gets a little bit complicated, confusing, overwhelming. I understand if you're feeling that way. My advice to you is don't stop. Just keep going, keep learning little by little each day. Immerse yourself in as much English as possible. And pretty soon, these kinds of prepositions plus verbs, they're gonna be like second nature to you, really, like automatic. Okay, so let's talk about it. Break in. You don't want a robber to break into your home. We had a break in. This can be used as a verb or a noun, you can see. I went to the salon yesterday. They told me someone broke in their door the other night. So you can break into also, which is very similar to break in, but it's a little bit like more specific. Like he broke into the computer system. So it's like, I don't know if this makes sense, but to break in is like a bigger kind of general idea. To break into something is often a little bit more specific, but they're used interchangeably. To break out, like if you're in jail and you want to break out of jail, but also you can break out as, let's say, an actor or actress. You're trying to become known. So you have a break out where you're getting more well known, a breakout performance. But speaking of a breakout, your skin can break out if you have acne, zits, pimples. We have so many words to say the same thing. To me, it's really interesting. Break out of, this would be like if you're inside a box or a jail cell, like again, to break out of something. Similar to break into, it's just a little bit more specific, but often used interchangeably. Break up, you don't want to break up with your sweetheart on Valentine's Day. Ooh, that would be very sad. Okay, a breakup is when you decide you don't want to see someone anymore that you're dating, or you divorce. A breakup could also mean to break up. It's not just used with relationships. You could use it, for example, with work. I'm breaking up my big goals this year into smaller ones. I could also say breaking down, which I don't think I wrote up here. So let me actually write break down. You can break down big goals into smaller ones. Your car can break down. You don't want it to, but that's when it stops running. Again, break up could be to break, for example, a cracker or a cookie. You have a big cookie and you want to break it up into smaller pieces. So break down is mechanical. Break up is making something into smaller pieces. So we have a lot of different ways we can use break. I want to show you one or two more things to help you, especially for Valentine's Day. Let's talk about the verb to fall. You can fall like down the stairs, but we often commonly use this when we talk about love. I want to fall in love. There's a lot of songs with lyrics like this. So have you ever fallen in love? You can tell me in the comments. To fall in love is common. You can fall into a hole or a big pit in the side of the road. I don't want that to happen to you, but typically if you're falling into something, it's like a big gaping hole that you fall into. We don't fall into love. We just don't say that. We fall in love. That's it. It's not interchangeable. Unfortunately, sometimes people fall out of love. So if you fall out of love, that means that you're not feeling the same way anymore. You can fall out of favor. You can fall out of a vehicle. You can fall out of a ride, of a moving object. So I just took away that slash because we really do use them together. So I don't know why I separated them. Okay, you can fall on something. Don't fall on me. You can fall on a thing, fall on a pillow. It would be safer that way. To fall on deaf ears means that what you're saying is not being heard by the person that you're talking to. I don't want my advice to fall on deaf ears, so be sure you're taking notes, okay? To fall down, if I trip on something, I might fall down. Okay, so to fall in love is the best kind of falling to do. Let's talk about crush. This is a great word because you can use it in so many different ways. I have a crush means I secretly like you romantically. To have a crush on someone means to have like romantic feelings for them. It's a really fun feeling. So do you have a crush on someone? Maybe a celebrity crush. Woman Crush Wednesdays is a popular hashtag. Do you have a woman crush? Okay, you can crush crackers, potato chips. I don't like when that happens, when you buy a bag of potato chips at the grocery store and then you get home and they're all crushed into little pieces. That's not good. You can crush on someone. Oh, I'm crushing on this movie star so hard. It means like, I think he's very handsome, I really like him, and so on. To crush is a feeling, but it can also be to like crush something down. Like I crush a can, like an aluminum can, into a very small little piece to recycle it. I can crush my goals. This is my favorite thing to crush, is to complete my goals. Means crush my goals is to complete them quickly, efficiently, in a really good way. So we talked about crush, we talked about fall, we talked about break. You know, the important thing is not only to listen to these kinds of examples with me, but also try them out in example exercises like I'm making for you in the Go Natural English workbook. GoNaturalEnglish.com/workbook is where you can get more information. You're gonna get over 100 practice exercises involving more advanced vocabulary use like we just talked about. Now, if you wanna practice right here, right now, I invite you to create your own sentences using the examples I just shared with you in the comments. And I will take a look. Maybe you can take a look at other people's. We can help each other check our sentences. You might get new ideas of how to use these vocabulary words by reading other people's comments. So I invite you to share, practice, and share the love of English together. Fluency is a journey and we need to practice a little bit each day together. So I really appreciate you being here with me Gabby from GoNaturalEnglish.com. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have an amazing Valentine's Day, and sending you lots of love, especially for English. English fluency love. All right, bye for now.